This is the Thriving Dentist Show with Gary Takis, where we help you develop your ideal dental practice.
Does it make sense to do a startup practice in the COVID-19 era?
Great question. It depends. Next question. No, Naren, I got to answer better than that one. I got to give, but it does depend. It does depend. And I'm going to say it depends on two things. Number one, it depends on where you plan to open your startup practice.
Just opening in New York City, Manhattan, it's going to be challenging.
Might be challenging. So you want to give consideration to where you're doing that. It should be an area that is perhaps underserved. Although I will say, we have clients that did startups in areas that were highly competitive.
Yeah.
And they were able to do startups successfully. So
the advantage that your clients have is they don't have to make the mistakes. So they get to cheat. I don't want to say cheat, but they kind of get to learn from your mistakes and the 2,000 clients you taught.
Right. The second, I said there's two criteria that I would use. One is you want to consider your area. And the second that I would say is that you want to consider your economics. And I'm going to be very bold with this, Aaron, because I don't want someone saying, I wish Gary would have told me this. I would not even consider doing a startup unless you had 2 years of personal living expenses that you could live off, not taking a nickel of income from your practice.
Right.
2
Plus,
years.
you have to expect to lose money in your practice as you're doing it. Meaning
So you have to have the funding
to even to pay your office and your team members. You will be losing money. You will not be able to, make it.
Right. But let's say it was a young female dentist and she wants to open a practice from scratch, startup. And I would ask her the question, I might say, Maria, I want you to really carefully consider the location. Is it underserved? Ideally, it should be an area that's underserved. And number two, can you go for 2 years in your personal budget, your family budget, without taking any income from your practice? She said, yes, I actually have savings. Gary, I've been working as an associate for a number of years. I've been saving like crazy. And I could do that. I'm on a tight budget right now. I've got my family budgeting down. I could do that. Then on those two criteria, I would consider it on those two criteria. But if the answer was, oh no, Gary, I couldn't possibly go, I couldn't go 2 months without taking an income, let alone 2 years, then I would say, no, you're going to be better off buying a practice.
One that provides personal, professional, and financial satisfaction.